as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stockbox interview. Welcome to this Stockbox interview, where we're joined today by the Executive Chairman of Katoro Gold, Louis Coetzee. Hi Louis, how are you?
Good morning, Mark. I'm fine. And yourself?
Yeah, very well. Thank you, Louis. It's good to be talking to you again. It was early December when we last spoke, and there's been a few developments in the company this year. The most recent being, of course, the Blyvoor gold tailings update at the end of last week. I wonder if you can, in your own words, take us through some of the key points that investors should take away from this RNS.
Yes, of course, Mark. I think it's really important to focus on the fact that the announcement that we put out last week specifically focused on the metallurgical test work that we were doing. And, what is also important is to look at it from a perspective where we are saying it is confirmatory metallurgical test work. And this is really important because the recoveries, the whole processing side of this project is very important in terms of making it a feasible and successful project. So we were very pleased when we received the metallurgical test work, and when we also saw that it confirmed all the work that was done in the past, and also the work on which we've done the modeling thus far. So why is this important? It's important because we've made certain statements in the past already in terms of how positive we are in terms of the recoveries that we see and the recoveries that we think we will be able to get. And to receive these tests back and to receive it in a form where they confirm all that we've seen in the past just gave us so much more confidence and so much more faith in what we're doing. So all of those results have now been received. We are integrating that into the models that we have. We are processing them into the CPR and other related reports, and that will then obviously be the foundation for a number of things. But most importantly, it creates the foundation for further detailed design and construction of the plant in terms of specification, in terms of how we're going to position this plant to make sure that we get the maximum recovery out of the tailings that we're going to process. But most importantly, also, it gives us a position, it puts us in a position where we can now move into the final phase of the funding discussion as well, since we now have these results in as well to work with.
Okay. And CPR, is that competent person's report?
That's correct. Yes.
Right. Yes. Okay. And I noticed in the RNS as well, you talked about optimization opportunities and the fact that the project is sensitive for grade. I wonder if you could elaborate a little bit more on that. What does that mean, and how will you respond to that?
Mark, this is a very important point that you raise. As we said in the RNS as well, if you look at the project like the one that we're looking at the moment, but mostly all tailings projects, you don't have the luxury of working with high grades. Your grades are already rather conservative. So you have to make sure that with that conservative grade or the lower grade product that you're working with, you have the best and the optimum or the optimal recovery process. So from this point, from this perspective, we had to make absolutely sure, because we don't have grade, we can't afford to lose grade as a result of bad recovery. We must make sure that we get the absolute best recovery out of the low grade that we have, which is typical for tailings projects. So from that perspective, we're really happy that it confirms that we can get those grades. But what is even more exciting is the fact that it also pointed out certain optimization opportunities for us. Mm-hmm. That's what we said in the RNS. We're now really excited to move forward to look at those, because that can give us and put us in a position where we can possibly improve the already favorable, already good recoveries that we can obtain, and improve that even further. Now, why is this important? Because we've built the project, we've analyzed and evaluated it on the basis of what we see in terms of the recoveries that we already have in there and which we've already announced to the market in the past. Any improvement that we can introduce from here on, and that we can add to what we already have, will significantly improve on the bottom line of the project, because all the cost factors have already been factored in. So an increase, an improvement in terms of our recovery rates, and I have to qualify, as long as those are within a cost-effective envelope, will make the project just so much more profitable.
Okay, so the optimization is in the processing of the tailings ore.
That's correct. It's in terms of improving our recovery rates.
Okay.
In other words, getting an even better recovery rate from the one that we already indicated.
Okay, and you think there's room for some good improvement there?
There are some very real possibilities, some very real opportunities.
Okay.
We obviously now have to investigate those and see how realistically we can, from a technical and financial point of view, implement those and make it part of the processing plan that we have.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the other significant project within Katoro's portfolio, that is the Haneti Nickel PGM project. Can you update investors on general progress, how the drilling program is going, and when to expect some assays from there?
Well, I think we've already announced to the market that we've completed that program quite a while back already, and we've also indicated that all samples were submitted to the laboratory. We are in the process of waiting to receive all those results, and as soon as we receive those results, we will be able to duly process and interpret all of those, and then use that to inform us on the next steps. As we've said from the beginning, this is a really important project for Katoro. This is the project. This has been one of the projects that we have been most excited about for the longest time, but which we couldn't pay enough attention to, or couldn't give couldn't do justice to it due to the general economic situation and also the downturn in the commodity cycle. But what we see now with where nickel is going, we're particularly excited about this. We have indicated in the past that we are using that we were doing the drill program that we've just completed to set the scene for a more expansive and a more aggressive exploration drilling program based on the results that we will get from this. So if the results that we are hoping for are indeed what we get, we will be able to use that and develop a very interesting and very focused next step in terms of more advanced exploration drilling on Haneti.
The drilling program went well?
Oh, the drilling program went really well. We were able to complete the entire program exactly the way that we planned it. We drilled all the holes, and we were able to do it well within time and within budget.
Okay, fantastic. I wonder if we could just finish on a point just looking further into this year, 2021. Where do you see the company by the end of this year as we close out of quarter one?
Well, that's a very tempting question to answer, but it's also holds all the dangers for putting myself into trouble.
Of course.
But so I'll be as responsible as I possibly can from all the different perspectives. No, on a serious note, we're very excited with where we are with Katoro at this point in time. We have done an immense amount of work over the last year to get the company to where it is now. We have reactivated, reinvigorated the whole Haneti nickel program, as I've explained just now. That's well underway. We are just waiting for those results, and we hope to get the next phase of drilling going there in the foreseeable or in the very near future. As soon as we have those results in, and hopefully they'll give us what we are expecting and what we're hoping for. So there on the nickel project, things are really well positioned, and hopefully positioned for bigger things to come during the course of this year. And bear in mind, we've always said that we believe that this project holds the potential to be a world-class deposit. As far as the rest is concerned, in terms of where we are with Blyvoor, again, a huge amount of work was conducted over the past year. We've brought the project to the point where we have completed the CPR, as we've announced in December already. Everything that we were hoping for, and that we thought that the project is going to, that we thought that the further feasibility work will produce, it did produce. as we said in the latest RNS as well, we're very excited. It is a project that presents a really attractive investment case. What we're trying to do now is to finalize funding as quickly as we possibly can. It is a process that has been going on for a while, but it is a process that is progressing and is going forward. And I have to say, and I know people feel a little bit frustrated when we mention this, but the impact that COVID-19 has on moving things forward cannot be ignored. Having said that, I also want to point out that in spite of that, in spite of severe delays and disruptions, we have been able to advance all of these projects to a point where we hope to at least see the two major projects being the nickel project in Tanzania, as well as the Blyvoor gold tailings projects in a significantly more advanced stage by mid this year already, Q3 this year, and well on its way towards unlocking value.
Okay. Well, thank you very much there, Louis Coetzee, the Executive Chairman of Katoro Gold. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me, Mark.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.